do continuous calorie restriction, your metabolism can slow down. On the other hand, fasting doesn't allow your metabolism to slow down. If anything, your metabolism speeds up during fasting. It is likely that increase in flight and fright hormones like epinephrine, adrenaline, growth hormone, which happens both with fasting as well as with high intensity exercise, that we see increase in belly fat or visceral fat losses. That's why both of them have those benefits.
I read about this Japanese walking, or what they say, like 3 minutes of slow walking and then another 3 minutes of high intensity walking as fast as you can. Is that like intermittent, like you said, high intensity workout?
What I recommend is zone 2 cardio, 30 to 40 minutes, at least 3 times a week. But you should also add high intensity into it. Zone 2 cardio would be about 60 to 70% of your peak heart rate. Peak heart rate is about 220 minus your age. High intensity would be 80 to 90% of your peak heart rate. This is at full speed. If you do it truly high intensity, I believe that the maximum you can really do it for about 30 seconds, maximum 1 minute. I really can't see how you can do peak intensity for 3 minutes unless you are an Olympic level athlete. And so there are 3 ways of doing this. First way, let's say you're doing 30 minutes of cycling, elliptical, treadmill, walking, brisk walk, jogging. Let's say you're doing that for 30 to 40 minutes. The 3 ways in which you could add in high intensity is 1, you could do anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds of high intensity every 5 minutes and then go back to zone 2 cardio. The other way you could do it is in the last 5 minutes, you could do 10 to 30 seconds of peak intensity for about 1 minute, for 10 to 30 seconds of high peak intensity per minute every last 5 minutes. So for example, if looking at a clock, you hit 0, you do peak intensity for a period of time, and then you go back down, and then you wait till it goes back to 0, and then again you do peak intensity for the last 5 minutes. The third way you can do this, and this is the way I often do it, is because if you are not doing one long session of zone 2 cardio, I, for example, will do something called exercise snacks. So after breakfast, I might do 10 minutes of elliptical. After lunch, I'll have 10 minutes of exercise bike. After dinner, I might do 10 minutes of running. You just finish that session with peak intensity for anywhere from 30 to even seconds to even 60 seconds. And so if you're running, when I make my last turn and I've got the final stretch, I will run at full speed just at the very end. And that's how you introduce peak intensity.